is no party, no, this is no rave, this is no reason.
Welcome, my friends, to a new interview, Cuentame USA with Moncho Camano. Camaño, let's say Camaño, no Camano. There's a little thing on top. Okay, so it's Camaño, well, whatever. Today, we're going to speak with two of the four members of the band. They're from Philly. They're called Goth Goth. And I'm going to speak with two members. We're going to speak with Molly. She plays the bass and vocals. I saw her singing somewhere. And we got Wolf, who plays guitar. I don't know if he sings. He plays the keyboards also because he has keyboards in the back. So, but you play guitar also, no, Wolf?
Yeah, I play guitar.
Okay.
Louise and I both do guitar.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm half right. So thank you so much for being here, and it's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes. Let me tell you, I found this band not long ago. I don't know, maybe 6 months. I don't know. Some place in maybe Instagram could be Instagram, could be.
It might be.
It might be. It might be Instagram. And I said, who are these people? You know, I just look at their appearance, first of all, the way they look. I know they didn't sing reggaeton. I could tell just by the way they look. So I said, well, they look like very good. So let me find out about this band. And they play some kind of, they go into goth, but post-punk, a little bit of, I guess, 80s music, a little bit. I don't know. They will tell me. So let's start with who are your musical roots? What are the musical roots of the band? Because you can name a bunch of them. How did you guys get into the music you're making?
Well, do you want to say or do you want me to say?
How about you?
Okay, so in Philadelphia, there is a Facebook group
Okay.
where you can
Used to
post.
be.
What's up?
Used to be.
It used to be a Facebook group. It's now defunct.
It went out of business. Okay.
It went,
Yeah.
where you can post, like inquiries about bands or like if you want to start a band. And I think someone had a post that said, start a band, comment below, and like start a band with someone in the comments. And I commented, who wants to start a post-punk band with me? And Wolf said, yes. And,
But
and
you guys knew each other prior to this?
well, it's funny
Sort of.
because we and Wolf have an interesting past. So I knew him previously because in college I was looking for a practice space for my previous band, and Wolf was giving me pointers for like a practice space. And I never ended up using the practice space, but that was like maybe 4 years ago. And then I saw that I had a conversation history with him. And I was like, oh, like I know this guy. So, I think a little bit better about introducing him into my home because I had like known him a little bit.
Okay. He wasn't a stranger at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there, me and Wolf, we play really well together. Wolf's actually like the first guy I've ever played with. So that was fun, and he was, great. And then we decided to get a drummer, and we found Nate on Facebook as well, on the same Facebook group. And then we were looking for a singer. We had one singer who didn't work out. And then we found Luis, who's our singer now, on the same Facebook group. So we all met on that Facebook group.
And after that, the whole thing disappeared because there was no need for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
that was it. It was final.
Yeah, right. Like it might be a little conceited to say we're the best thing that came. No, kidding. But and then we were all able to connect over for me and Molly, like we connected over bands like The Cure, like obviously obsessed with The Cure if you listen to my guitar tone, right? Like a lot of those 80s acts. Joy Division, Louise is big into like the Smith stuff, and that was kind of like a big inspiration of the album is like some of the Smith stuff, especially with
Hmm.
like Colt Singer and things like that. So we connected a lot on like the older 80s post-punk and goth, and then um Molly actually got me a little bit more into the modern stuff, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I was in like my periphery, but it went from here to like as far as my music tastes go, you know?
Yeah.
So what were you more into, Molly? Other new bands like?
Yeah. I like a lot of Mexican post-punk bands. So
Hmm.
La Texana. And I think Depresión Senora
No,
is
it's
Sonora.
Spanish.
Sonora.
That's a
Spanish,
Spanish
Depresión
band.
Sonora. Yeah.
Sonora. There's a lot of Spanish post-punk
Right.
bands.
Yeah,
Mexican
Leonora
and from
post-punk
Spain.
is Mexican, but yeah,
Yeah.
Depresión Sonora is Spanish, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Mocatoma,
Lenora post-punk as
yeah.
well.
Hmm.
Uh,
Thank you.
You're
There's
surprised.
more. I just can't think of it right
You're
now.
surprising me. But I was gonna say, Molly, you play in other bands prior, or you still playing in and not playing in other bands right now? Because I think there is a band that I see you. Hot Seat, is it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I play in a hot seat. That's my other band. We're sort of like we're a bit punk, a bit Riot Girl. Um,
Right.
and I play around with other bands too. Like subbing in and stuff. So
Ah, okay. Because I see some photos with other bands. I'm like, it looks like she
I'm
plays.
cheating on Wolf. No, he
Yes,
knows.
it's like I
yeah.
don't have enough with this band. I need another one,
Just in case.
just in case this one goes down the drain. I still got something to do. No, just kidding. so, there has no lineup changes so far. The original
No,
members, and they started in 2020. Was it? When did?
2021.
21. It was the
Yeah.
summer of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 21. Yeah.
So after the pandemic, you decided to do all this. Well, after it
Yeah.
was still pandemic in
Yeah, it was, yeah,
2021,
when
a
the
little bit.
pandemic was a little less bad, rather. Like I
Yeah, yeah.
remember some of the first questions were like, "Oh, you guys vaccinated?" Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. When they ask me, I never tell anybody if I'm not, if I am or not. I said, you take a chance. If you want to be around me, fine. If not, whatever. I'm not pushing you to be with me. Nah,
My cat.
we're okay right now. I'm not complaining. Um, Tell me about the Philly nightlife. Are there any? Because I think I heard there are no goth clubs in Philly. There are clubs that play. They do a lot of shows where goth bands play or post-punk bands, but there are no specific venues for that, right?
I wouldn't say. No, we have honestly, it's really hard for us because we're kind of like we're like more rock adjacent. So it's kind of
Mm,
hard for us to get booked in like goth nights because we don't
mm,
have like we're not dark wave, we're not
right.
like dance music. We're kind of like,
Mm,
just this kind of music where you're not really doing much. But we do
right.
play a lot. We play a lot of bars in Philly.
And
And we
South
play,
Jersey, right? Because you play Jersey,
yeah.
some very a lot of clubs in South Jersey,
Yeah, we
right?
played some in South Jersey. We're going to be playing Anchor Rock Club
yeah.
March 23rd, and that's in Atlantic City.
Yeah, they're
Right, I
doing
see
the Go
that.
We
Smart.
have some
Yeah.
deluxe sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Cool. You also made it up to upstate New York, right? You went to Ithaca,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Ithaca, New York.
Ithaca, yeah,
Well, yeah, we love going up there. I
Yeah,
mean,
the crowd is great.
yeah,
it's college town.
yeah. I
So
Yeah, the
was going.
college kids are crazy. They're so much fun.
What kind of people go to your shows, more or less? How old are they? They go. They could be 18 to what?
It could be
40s,
18 to 50, you
50s.
yeah,
know.
yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
18 to 40 is fair. Cause yeah, like it's weird. We have this thing where like a lot of the Gen Z people,
Yeah,
I feel like they latch onto us because we're like a little bit different from a lot of the other stuff that's going on right now. They're
yeah,
like, oh, this is cool, but they can still kind of like move to it. And then people that are like maybe a little bit older, they're like, oh, wait, this reminds me of the 80s.
right.
Yeah.
And then they connect there. But also, all trends are in cycles. And with Zoomers, the 80s is cool right now. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
I like
that,
your band. I like your band because I'm more from the 80s. You can tell my age. I'm not a teenager. So the 80s is the first thing I started listening to. So you guys have
Yeah.
a lot of
Sense.
that. Yeah. So I was checking your lyrics. I seen some songs are written by Louis, others are written by you, the four of you guys.
Yeah.
Uh, they
It,
all,
the credits are like a hodgepodge. I
yeah,
think we just
Yeah,
kind of
it's
like threw stuff
crazy.
in the soup. So yeah, I think it depends on the song. Like for the album, Louise did a lot of the lyric writing, but like also there were songs where like I wrote like a lot of the lyrics, or like there were songs where like Molly wrote a lot of the lyrics. Like even like No Rave, Molly actually wrote
That
all
was
the
just
lyrics,
me.
even though
Yeah.
Louise sings.
oh, okay.
And then like in the EP, it was like a little bit. So
Yeah. Louise writes a majority of the song
mhm,
lyrics, which is
yeah.
like, because they're the lead singer. We don't want to
Right.
be too,
But you,
and we like their lyrics.
but
So,
when he comes up with some lyrics, do you guys take a look at them, or don't have an opinion on them, or you just
I just
whatever
sort
you
of
write?
trust Louise. I trust
Yeah.
Yeah,
Louise with my life when it comes to lyrics because
yeah,
they're
Yeah.
very artistic. And
Yeah, Lou.
especially if it's in Spanish, because I don't
yeah.
speak Spanish.
So you
I
So
will
I
say,
just,
you got
you
some
speak
song,
Spanish,
you
Wolf.
got Spanish
yeah.
on your latest album, and plus you some of songs. I think I have both English and Spanish in the same song. No, I
Oh
think.
yeah, yeah. What in Duerme mi querida?
Right. Duerme mi
Yeah,
querida. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that was actually one. Louise did a lot of like the lyric writing for the album, like on their own, right? And that was actually one that Louise bounced some ideas off of me because like I do speak a little Spanish. I'm like
Right.
nowhere like I would not call myself fluent, but like I understand it rather.
Yeah.
So I did get to put my little ideas in there. There's a couple lines in there that were mine,
Ah,
but
really?
yeah. And then Euphoria as well, all in
Before.
Spanish or mostly in Spanish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a song that I listened to. It was so short. Dressel Hill. That's a neighborhood in Philly, no?
It's just
Yeah,
outside.
that's
Yeah.
where we used to practice
Yeah, we did
Oh,
used
with
to
our
practice
drummer.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate
yeah.
used to live out there. Now he lives in like near Chinatown.
Oh, okay. Because it was very short. Then it jumped to right away into master, I think it was.
Yeah. It's sort
That
of
was
like a prelude
that
almost,
was a
Master.
heavy. That's the heaviest song I think from you guys. I
Yeah.
think could be
That's really popular with a lot of like kids because they can really jump around and have fun to it.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's your latest album is called Degradation Pink. I think came in December 2023. I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Last month of
Degradation.
the year. So it looks
Yeah,
like it's older than it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's ain't not that old. Yeah, yeah. So how do you guys approach your songs? Are you what kind of subjects do you like to uh touch? Like more inclined to do?
This
Yeah.
is a
So
hard question for me because for No Rave, I just sort of wanted it. I mean, that's the song I wrote. I just sort of wanted it to be about the goth scene in Philly. Um, and that's what inspires me. I like whenever I'm writing something, I want it to, I guess, translate well to our audience and have them like to dance around to it. But I can't really speak much to lyrics.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but like I said, are you guys more inclined, like willing to give the listener what they want, or more like what you like love to do?
I think by and large, like, well, where we come from with the lyrics, I think really depends on like, like the EP, like approach different subjects from like the album versus the singles. But I think for all of them, it's pretty much we wrote about what we wanted to write about. And,
Mm.
since, we have multiple songwriters in the band, there's so many different subjects being touched upon, right? Like on like the EP Russian Movie Night, like a lot of me and Molly and Louise, it's like one of the first songs the three of us wrote the lyrics to that one, and it touches
Yeah,
like some of the stuff is kind of nonsense, but it's also like about like capitalism and blah blah blah. Like
Right.
we put out a single Dive, right? That's actually one that I wrote the lyrics for that one, and it's actually about the death of my pet lizard.
Oh, gee.
no one knows.
And
Not many people know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a deep cut. That
Now we
I love
know.
that song, by the
Now we
way.
know.
And then like the on the album, like it uses like this for at least Louise approached a lot of it using this BDSM metaphor throughout the whole thing, right? And that's kind of like a constant, but it's really a metaphor kind of for like kind of like struggling relationships I kind of see, or things like that. Just like in like not even necessarily in like a romantic sense. At least this is what I get from it. um,
yeah, we're strong.
this is true. I did not write a lot of the lyrics for this album. So, but like
Right.
this is kind of how I interpret them, you know.
Right. Well,
It's like
everybody
that.
interprets the songs differently, you know.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the personalities of each band member? Who's the guy that has more imagination?
Louise, probably.
Luis?
Yeah. So Louise has also done a lot of the cover art. Um,
Yeah.
for our
Okay.
things, Louise is yeah, very creative. They get kind of they'll get focused on something and then they'll just kind of like something
It's all
out,
they
you
think
know.
about.
It'll be like,
Yeah.
yo, look at this, look what I made, guys. And we're just like, wow, that was cool, that is
Yeah.
cool. Or they'll come out, show up with an idea, and then we'll all kind of like add to it. Like, yeah. So Louise is very much like front person energy, right? No.
Definitely.
Definitely, he's
Yeah.
the one.
Nate is probably the best drummer I've ever played with, but he's also very laid back, you know, pretty.
Yeah.
He's not like
Hmm.
shy, but he's like, you know, he keeps to himself. He shows up. He does what he wants to do. He just likes playing.
Well,
You
Yeah.
know?
so when you're on stage, do you talk to the audience at all, or you just play your songs and just say good night? Here we go.
I think it depends on the night.
Yeah.
If it's like a bar, like no one wants to hear us talk.
Okay.
But if it's more of a concert and there's people really interacting with us and having fun, Louise tends to like talk to them,
Hmm.
and interact with them. Sometimes like for Master, they go down on the floor and they sort of like roll around and interact with
Yeah.
people. And I also do that with the bass. And so does Wolf. We all get on the floor and we walk around for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I see
very
a
much.
couple of little video clips.
Yeah,
Pretty
us and
interactive.
the crowd kind of like feed off each other. So yeah,
Yeah.
if the audience wants nothing to do with us,
We're
then
like, whatever.
yeah,
We'll get
Let
through
it
it.
go.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll play our damn set, right? But like, no, we're not gonna sit there and chit chat with you. You kidding me?
There's no
Yeah,
way.
some like really bored adults. They're like, what is this?
What are we doing
Like,
here? Who are these
Yeah,
guys?
if people are into it though, it doesn't matter if there's 5 people, it doesn't matter if there's 150 people, then
Yeah.
then we'll, Louise will be like, yo, you guys aren't being loud enough, things like that, you know?
How do
yeah.
you guys move around to all these venues? Do you have like a van, a vehicle? What kind of you guys drive each
We
system?
do
What?
carpooling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We definitely
Yeah.
carpool. I definitely have Nate, not Nate. Well, yeah, Nate, Louise, and Wolf drive me around because I have a tiny car.
Okay.
And they kind of have bigger cars. So
Yeah.
Cool, cool. How many days you practice a week? Do you practice a lot or
So
together?
so yeah, so definitely for a lot of the band's history, we were meeting up weekly if we could. Pretty much like
yeah.
every Thursday was Goth Goth night. Like now after like we basically spent like a whole year making that album, right? And like
Mm,
now we're like really tight. We can feed off our energy. Like we've built the chemistry. So like we don't like
Practice like once a month now.
yeah, we've
Maybe
like
once
lowered
every
it a little
two.
bit just to kind of give ourselves a little breathing room after like, putting out the album
mm,
and things like that. And like we're still playing shows, of course, but it's more so like we know all of these songs, we have them written, we just sometimes come in, just
mm.
polish the
Yeah.
dust off, but sometimes like there's not any dust to be had, you know?
Right.
Like we spent a year hammering these songs into our brains.
Mm. So how many one the set? How many songs you usually play? Like it all depends.
Depends on the
Yeah,
set.
yeah,
We have I think Wolf, you think we have like an hour worth of material.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Maybe
we're
more.
we're supposed to play an hour at Anchor Rock, but like when we played last week over like near Asbury, we were
Only
only
20
playing for like
minutes.
like 20, 25 minutes. So
They're
like
like
at
in and
that
out.
point, we're like
Yeah.
rapid fire songs, like literally one finishes and then maybe
One
like a
after the
two,
other,
three,
right?
four. Yep, pretty much rapid fire. We try
Wow.
to
Yeah.
squeeze them in if we don't have much time.
How about putting your all your equipment together, like getting ready? How long does it take you to set up?
Uh,
You Wolf, I think it takes you probably the longest.
if I bring
Yeah,
the keys, yeah. I didn't bring the keys
Yeah.
last week and we were ready in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
because Wolf has a big synthesizer from the 80s and
it's
it's heavy as hell too.
Yeah, I
it's right
see it.
here.
I
Yep,
see. I
Yeah.
see it.
DX9.
And he has a little box that he plays in.
Yeah,
boxes
I'm
himself
kind of
in.
like stuck on the stage sometimes because like, in the venues we play, the stages are not very big. So I end
Right.
up just getting stuck in a corner, but sometimes I could sneak my way out. Yeah, so it
Yeah,
takes like a little bit to set up because I gotta get my amp on stage, blah blah blah. I'm the slow one.
I think I might be the fastest one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Um, just because I don't have too much stuff going on.
right. Uh, you look really happy when I whatever I seen all those videos you put on Instagram and little clips and that you look very really happy. Very. How much of your life happiness comes from making music?
Oh God, most of it, at least for me.
Yeah,
How about you, Wolf?
Hey man, I work for money. I make music for
For
enjoyment.
fun, yeah.
Yes,
We're
yeah.
yeah
I work
artists, but we
work
don't
for
make any
money
money off of it.
so I can feed myself to continue to make music.
Okay,
Yeah,
so sounds good to me. How much weight would you say you give all instruments? Are there instruments that you give them more, heaviness to it, or more or less they all sound equally balanced?
I think usually we try to like crank the bass up because
Bass,
it's
Yeah,
post-punk. So
yeah,
if you can't hear the bass, it's not really like, true
right,
goth goth.
yeah. Bass drives a lot of music, and yeah, pretty much most goth adjacent genres like
Yeah,
are
the
very
low end.
bass. Yeah, very
right,
driven by the low end. And then, with the guitars, like Louise and I kind of trade off who's going to be louder in the mix, depending on the song,
Yeah.
Mm,
who's playing what part, things like that. But yeah, the bass is definitely always a highlight. And the synth, if anything, is more so just like for texture when
mm,
it is there.
right. So
Yeah.
how did you guys come into your instruments? Were those like Mary, Molly, was the bass that your original instrument, the one you learned the
I
first?
learned piano for
Oh,
like 7 years when I was a little girl, but then I picked up guitar when I was 16.
hmm,
So I've been playing guitar for a long time. And then Wolf and I was like, I'd like to play bass. And Wolf was like, okay, you can play bass. And
Yeah.
so,
I wanted to be the bass player in Goth Goth actually.
yeah,
But
really?
Molly started as when me and Molly first met up, she started as a guitar player, and then we
yeah,
traded. Yeah.
yeah, it just worked better.
I think for the band, the woman being the bass player is more. I
That's
don't
a
know.
stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stereotype, but it looks good for me. You know. But she does a good job. We don't need another one, right?
Yeah.
She
No
does
two bass
quite
players. No,
fine.
that'd be too much.
Oh gosh.
Whatever you do, I guess your intentions are always to be authentic, right? Do what,
We try, yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I was gonna say, so those I haven't seen any video yet. Any video clips of yours? Have you had any plans of doing a video,
Oh, like a music
like a
video.
music video regarding your songs or any song,
We
or you have any
We have
plans for
one.
that, or
yeah,
you
we
have one?
have a YouTube channel that's hidden. By
Let's
hidden,
hit
I
it
mean
on.
if you go to if you just search Goth Goth Philly on YouTube, you'd probably be able to find it. But by hidden, I mean we don't put a lot of stake into it. But Molly
Yeah.
is in the video collaging.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
made a video collage for I think Russian movie night. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
from the
Rush.
EP, was it
Yeah,
the first?
yeah.
Ah,
Yes. Yeah.
oh,
It's
so
Yep.
great.
it's there. If you wanna see it, so you can find it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
there's
can
a
find it.
couple other goodies in there, like so for Graveyard Wine we released kind of like it sounds like a death rock mix of it, which is
Hmm.
kind of just like slowed down, blah blah blah. Molly, you made a video for that as well.
Yeah,
And
me going through the Pine Barrens.
and if you seek it out, there's a pretty old video of us playing, so you can see us pretty early in our time as a
Yeah.
band playing together live. Um,
Okay.
we're a little bit more, I'd say, static on stage in that video
Yeah.
at tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're kind of like spaghetti noodles on stage.
Yeah,
So when you guys
the
write and
comforting
compose,
sound.
do you have a project in mind, or you just do it like in a regular basis? You just play and see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah,
Depends.
yeah, it depends too. Goth Goth is like a project where there were like I've said before, there was no singular way that we wrote these songs. So
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
sometimes we would just start like somebody would just start playing a riff or something at practice, and then
Hmm.
that would eventually just turn into a song because like we would just come up with a song right there and
That's what
then.
Colder was.
Yeah, yeah, Colder was the
was
first
from the
song we did
EP.
like that. Yeah, where we just played and then it ended up turning into a song. And then,
Hmm.
you know, there's plenty of songs where people would come with like most of the song,
Yeah.
you know, like most of the structure and things like that. Or, you know, like especially with like the EP, like with Russian Movie Night, Pumpkin
Hmm.
thing in the
Hmm.
early stuff. It was like me and Molly wrote a lot of it together. Like we sat down and brought it to the other two. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wolf
yeah.
always likes to jam. You're very jammy.
Jammy.
Yeah. Wolf
So
is always on the jam.
yeah. So are you guys? Do you live? Guys live nearby each other, or how far are you guys from each other?
Kinda. I live pretty close to Nate
Yeah.
now that he moved
Mhm.
back to Philly. But I think like
Are you
Wolf,
guys from Pennsylvania? All of you from originally from?
none of us are from Pennsylvania.
None of us are from
So
Pennsylvania,
what the hell are
actually.
you doing over there?
City.
Yeah, yeah, it's a city. So
Just
Louise,
kidding.
Molly, and I are all from different parts of South Jersey. Like I grew up near Atlantic City. I think Louise grew up near like
Oh,
Bridgeton. Molly, you were I always forget exactly where Jersey
I'm from
Delta is.
Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
Cherry Hill,
And
all South Jersey. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, and then
Yeah.
our drummer Nate is from like the Salt Lake City, Utah area.
Wow. That's
Yes, he
Yeah.
ended up over here.
Yeah.
yeah.
He managed to make his way here.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
amazing. Hmm.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were from Pennsylvania. I have no idea.
I mean, we've lived here for a
Now we are.
while.
Now
I mean,
you
I've lived
are.
Yeah,
for 10 years, so
we've all like lived in Philly for like 5+ years. Like, but
yeah.
So
I
how is the
grew up.
musical community there? Do you get in touch with other bands around the area? Do you get?
Philly is one of
Yeah.
the best music cities.
It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Philly's great for like creativity and you meet there's so many because it's affordable, so you can like musicians like can live there. So,
Right.
we have a bunch of musician friends like Slap Tart, which is like a girl band. We have Disaster Artist, which is kind
Hmm.
of like a hardcore punk band. I don't know how you would call them though.
Hmm.
They're
There's a lot of
a
interesting
duo
things.
something.
They're like a
They're
twin
cool.
duo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Shid,
twins. Yeah,
They
Shid.
Shid,
they're good.
friends.
So all
Yeah,
those bands
And
are. So I
they're
guess I could
fantastic.
get in touch with them. Maybe talk to some of them.
I
Yeah,
would.
and then
Yeah.
also like the miniature scene in our West in Reading with like Faux Fear and those guys.
Reading. Yeah, you
Yeah,
play in Reading, right? I
we
think.
Yeah,
do. We made friends in Reading, and now we can't escape.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
that's not far from Hershey, right? Reading.
No, yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to go over there, Hershey, for a antique, one of those car shows they used to have a while ago. Hmm. So did you ever get heckled at shows? Like or getting like gets out of control for some reason and
Do we? Do you have a story, Will?
Oh no,
that's
no,
something?
heckled. I was about to say like literally the first show, the old guys and you, Molly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the old guy. I was setting up my bass and he was like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm plugging in my bass." And he was like, "You're on bass?" And I was like, "Yeah, like it's
This was our
2020. It was 2021 at that point." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
and this was our first show playing at just like some random bar
So that's
and
the only time I got heckled. It was just
Yeah.
that. It
it
wasn't
was the
even me. It
first
was just
time
some
we
dumb
played.
guy.
Was he surprised that you were playing a bass? Oh,
Yeah.
The most heckling we get is online.
Oh
oh,
yeah, online because people are cowards. So,
Yeah,
heckling
yeah.
online.
Well, you get that
it's
if.
over the band name. Let's be real here.
Oh
Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
the band name is dumb. We
well,
we know that though.
because it's goth goth, it's not goth or goth whatever. It
I
just
I mean,
twice
whatever,
the same.
man. Goths are gonna be pretentious no matter what. And
Yeah.
I
I've
love
been in
goths.
I love goths. I've been in the scene since I was 13 and
Yeah,
they are super pretentious.
and you guys very friendly. Let's say that. Uh,
Yeah,
You're friendly guys. You don't get.
we're pretty friendly.
You're not. I don't know. I used to be in the 80s. I used to be a lot into hardcore music and the Dead
Yeah.
Kennedys and Black
Ooh,
Flag and
I
Yep.
also like hardcore.
the
Yeah, we do
Cramps
too.
and
Yeah.
Agnostic Front. I used to see all those bands. Sometimes
Yeah,
it was
they rock.
nasty, nasty. Sometimes I used to get into not fights, but it's very heavy shit.
There's a Philly hardcore band. If you're not familiar with them, definitely check out Soul Glow.
Soul Glow.
Soul Glow. They're so
Soul
good.
Glow. They're
Let me
they're
write.
they're
Let me
like
let me write it down just in
yep,
case.
Soul and then GLO.
GLO.
Yeah, Soul Glow, they're phenomenal. They're and they've gotten a lot of success over the past year or so.
They played at
Mm.
Coachella.
Oh,
They
they
did get to
did.
play-
Crazy.
They did get to play
Yeah.
at Coachella, yeah.
Wow.
And
That was
they're
awesome.
yeah. There's a lot of great things coming out of Philly.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope someday you guys show up at Coachella. Coachella, that'll be good, right?
We have a wait. Can I tell them, Wolf, about
Yeah,
your pants?
Oh
at
my God, I
Coachella?
forgot about this.
You got no pants? What you say?
So we have Wolf. I was like, Wolf, if we go to Coachella, you have to wear like assless chaps. And he was just like, sure. Like, if I go to Coachella, I'll wear assless chaps.
You got
So I
those
think
ready?
Wolf is secretly like, I don't want to play Coachella.
Hey man, if it looks like we're ever on that trajectory, I'll go buy the damn chaps. But
Just look into them just to make sure that you're gonna have
just,
some
you know,
available for
just in
for-
case.
Just in case, keep them on a drawer somewhere. You never know. You may use them. That'll be great. So, so your plans? You're gonna be playing in March, right? You told me Atlantic City. And then I guess coming in the summer, you'll be playing some other show somewhere else, right? Those are your
yeah,
plans, right?
we're thinking of planning a little something in Philly, so keep an eye out on that, Philly people.
Yeah.
Philly people.
Yeah, trying to get a show with a bunch of friends.
All right. So the best way to get in touch with you guys is Instagram. What is the
Instagram
best?
or email.
Yeah.
Our link tree is in our bio.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to this band, you should. You know,
Oh, thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
I did. I listened to the,
I can tell. I can tell.
I
we were
listened to
referencing
I
things.
listened to the songs. It wasn't painful to listen to the albums.
That's
I
what I
listened-
love
good.
to hear. Not
It- it
painful.
That's what we
be-
love to hear.
It would be painful if I listen only once. And
Ah.
is it ending? Oh no, it's the 9th song. I still got one more to go. Okay, let's go for it. No, I listen more than once, so it means that I like it.
Yay.
Thank you
So
much.
it's a bunch of songs. I had a question. What's the LBP? What does that mean? I couldn't figure it out. Tell me about that one. What is that? I'm looking for like lesbian.
So Molly, I'll let you take this. I'll let you pick up the story, but I'm gonna say that song was written in that same basement that Molly is sitting in right now.
Oh,
Yeah. It's with the cool lighting. Yeah. So we were, Louise was bringing like us some of the stuff that they had written,
uh-huh.
and we were like jamming on it. Louise was teaching us the song, and sometimes I'm like, I'll just put like a movie on in like the TV, and I put on this really awful, like low budget movie made by like, I don't know, college students, and it was like, it looked like a low budget porn.
Oh, okay. Now I can.
So we decided to call it low budget porno.
Oh, that's what it means. Okay.
It's a really bad horror movie. If anybody's curious, I'll shout it out. Filthy McNasty is what it
Filthy
was called.
McNasty.
And I think there's like 5 of them. And they're all really short. So after the first one, the second one autoplayed. And then there was a third one. And then there was a fourth
We
one.
watched like all of them.
all
Yeah.
of them.
And
What
that
I-
was all playing while we wrote this song.
Yeah.
What year were these from?
Like
Long-
early 2000s, late
2001,
90s.
like
Yeah.
2001, like really like 20 years ago.
Looks like a
Uh,
bunch of people got together with some like Halloween mask and a VHS recorder and like, let's
Someone
make a
went to
movie,
Party
guys.
City. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
That's
like,
cool.
oh, let's just get some girls and then we'll make this a little risque. And that's basically the movie, and it's horrible.
It's awful. It's
But it's
so
also
bad.
so good. It's
It's
so
so good.
bad, it's
It's so
good.
good that
It's so bad
bad.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to know. I was like thinking LBP. What the hell is that?
Yeah, we'll be like, if you can guess what this song is, like what the song stands for, like, I don't know, we'll give you like a high five after the show.
Well, so anything else that you want to talk to me about? Any particular? Do you have any songs like hidden somewhere in drawers that will come out in later on?
Well, we released a radio version of
Okay.
Euphoria recently without
Yes.
the we have like a weird track of Wolf messing up Pro Tools at the end of our original one on our album.
Hey, I'm not going to take the blame for destroying Pro Tools. It's just Pro Tools happened to break while my voice was being recorded. And
And it
it's
sounds like
just and it's a cell phone recording of Pro Tools crashing of me
Okay.
saying something, and it is added there because I don't know, it's cool. But there is a version without that if that happens
Without
to
that.
bother you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that that's how the album ends.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah. But right now, we're sort of like taking a little bit slower, so
Yeah.
people can enjoy what we have put out.
If
Yeah.
you
Because it
yeah.
took a long time.
Well,
I
yeah,
know
we're
to
really
make
proud
a
of this
record is
record.
not easy. No,
It's not.
not
This was our
easy.
first time, so this was
Yeah,
crazy.
it's very
So much
yeah,
stuff.
it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot
If
of
you
work.
can't get enough of us though, like there's Hot Seat. Louise has King Puzzle.
Oh, okay. That's another band.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Louise has a solo project named King Puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Nate, I don't think Nate is still with Kit Fox, but Nate used to play in a band called Kit Fox. And if you want to listen to whatever I decide to make on my own for whatever reason, I have something called Kaplan Day. There's one track hidden out there if you are a hardcore. So there's like a little bit of side stuff going on while Goth Goth is still playing, and we're kind of decompressing from making our very first record, which
Oh, okay.
we're proud of that thing. So
Oh yeah. Fucking love it.
So we're gonna have to wait a couple of years for something
maybe
else.
not a couple of years, but
You guys going on
We'll see.
vacation in the summertime? You're going overseas? Who knows where you guys are going?
Euro trip. Let's go.
Euro trip. Maybe do one of those metal cruises. You play metal, whatever you have to do, just make it over there.
Yeah,
for real.
for real.
Well, I really thank Goth Goth for showing up, especially on a Saturday. These guys, they gotta go out sometime. It's early, you know. I'm an old guy. It comes to 9 and I'm thinking, should I go to bed? It's too early. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day. So
Never again.
let
Used
me
to have to do that for work. Nope, not
I
anymore.
not anymore. I gotta do it every day. I have no choice. 4:30 up. And then the
Ugh.
weekend comes and I wake up at 4:30. That's horrible.
Oh God.
Oh,
I
It's
don't
man.
just
know.
ingrained in your brain.
Yeah, it is.
Ah.
It wasn't like this before. I don't know. I wish it was the 80s again. And I had
Well,
some.
with Goth Goth, you can pretend it's the
Yeah,
80s.
I pretend. That's why I like the band because I used to have a lot of hair. I use my hair and I don't know. I'm an old guy. Thank God that I still like music. That's a good thing. Keeps
Yeah.
me alive, like you guys. So I really like it. I like this band. Go to Instagram, go to Spotify, Deezer, whatever. You can find them anywhere. Just write down on Google Goth Goth. I don't know any other band with that name unless they are
You mean we don't either.
unless they made it from Madagascar or someplace.
I mean, we had to
Who knows?
check before we decided on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the first thing that some people they choose a name and then they have to change it to something else. But I don't think they have to. Goth Goth, one, two Goths. If there is somebody Goth Goth, they will use it 3 times. Goth Goth Goth.
Goth Goth Goth. Our next
So
project.
goth, we had to say
Yeah.
it twice. Somebody's just like, yeah, Goth Cubed is our
Yeah.
band.
Goth cubed. Yeah.
Whatever. Just what can I say? Just keep it going. Keep making good music, and all the best. And like I said, check them on YouTube. You can those hidden videos, and listen to their EP and their latest one, Degradation Pink. I don't know where they got the name from, but I'm not gonna ask them. Then you don't have to. Figure it out. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can. They have to keep some secrets. They're not gonna tell you everything,
Precisely.
right? So thanks for showing up, and maybe sometime again, and we'll speak with Louis or Nate. Who knows
Who knows?
if they're available? And if
Thanks for
these
having
two,
us, Jose.
Thank you for having
so
us.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and you guys. I'll see you next week. I have a big schedule of bands that I'm gonna talk to, but I never mention them because it's not the first time that they don't show up. And then
Okay.
I interview my dog, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. The band showed up, so
There we go.
my dog
Oh,
is
yeah.
sleeping. He doesn't have to do the interview.
Fantastic.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Talk to you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.